Hello and welcome to Politically Incorrect. It's a controversy that's refusing to die down as signature campaigns and protest marches denounce Delhi University's decision to remove AK Ramanujan's essay, 300 Ramayans, 5 examples and 3 thoughts on translation from the undergraduate history syllabus. It's an essay, as its rather long name suggests, that talks about the diversity of the Ramayan's narrative tradition, not just in India, but also in other Southeast Asian countries like Thailand, Bali, and Cambodia as well. So just why did Delhi University decide to drop this essay? Was it pandering to political agendas or simply trying not to hurt religious sentiments? Should the Ramayana even be taught at university at all? And is there one version of the Ramayana that is better or more authoritative than others? Well, those are some of the issues we're going to look at tonight as we ask, are there many Ramayans or just one? Do send us your feedback. As always, I'm joined by our political commentators, Manishankar Iyer and Shapun Dasgupta, to make sense of the big story of the week. Manishankar Iyer, let me begin with you. This essay was actually sent to an expert panel, which considered it and felt that it should be retained in the syllabus. The one dissenting voice said anything that goes against the Ramayana or the Mahabharata is intolerable and blasphemous, and college teachers may not even be able to handle this essay. Now, Ramanujan's essay just talks about multiple retellings of the Ramayana, and what could be either intolerable or blasphemous about that?
Nothing. I just don't understand why, when 3 out of 4 experts have categorically said that it should be retained on the academic syllabus. And the 4th, I'm a bit surprised as to what he has also said, because from the reports that I've read, basically his argument was not that it would hurt anyone's religious sentiments, but that it was perhaps too complex for the teachers of undergraduate courses to fully comprehend or for the students themselves to understand, and that was his objection. The history department, which is primarily concerned with these matters, had passed a unanimous resolution that the article or the essay should not be dropped. When it went before the academic council, several people spoke in favor of retaining the article, but when they were asked to vote, curiously, only 9 dissenting voices were there, and the other 111 didn't vote. It's simply that they were not asked to vote because only those who disagreed with the Vice-Chancellor were even given the opportunity of mentioning it. When the item was first put onto the syllabus, then a gang of students attacked the history department with such viciousness that the head of the history department, who just incidentally happens to be a Muslim, I don't think that is really relevant to it, but Professor Jaffrey had to go and hide. And I think this kind of behavior...
Is the point you're making then that this is Delhi University giving in to political intimidation, violent intimidation?
I don't know whether it's giving in to intimidation, whether it's political or not. And there's no place for either intimidation to press your point of view in a university, especially a university of the standing of Delhi. And there should absolutely be no place for succumbing to such intimidation.
Is it sort of different when it comes to the Ramayana, when it can actually affect people's religious sentiments? Ankita, and can they be affected by this?
Ankita, I spent a considerable portion of last week asking various people who read history in Delhi University as to what exactly the Ramayana, the place of the Ramayana in the ancient India paper was. Was Ramayana as history? Was that the subject which was under consideration? Just like the Bible as history is a very valid academic subject. The answer is yes, the Ramayana as a source of ancient Indian history is often taught and discussed. Where did this come in? To this particular essay, which incidentally, I agree with you, is really one of the most lucid explanations of the diversity of the Ramayana tradition. And certainly one which I think anybody who's interested in Indian culture should read. But the question really is, how did this essay find its way into the syllabus of an obligatory reading on a syllabus of ancient Indian history? So there was some other motive in it. If there had been more, if they were concerned about spreading history and showing how history should be written, I would be very pleased if they had recommended Gibbon's Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, which is a classic work of history, which has really no bearing on the curriculum, but really is something which is very good and enlightening per se.
But are you saying then that a literary work, a creative essay, has no place in a history
No, I'm
syllabus?
not saying that. But I'm saying that
Because
what has
then people could argue that there is an interdisciplinary approach that you could...
I am basically saying that there is a malafide project involved when you make certain things and certain things alone as part of a prescribed reading list. Instead of giving the diversity of the thing, what is very good about Ramanujan's essay is that it talks about the diversity of traditions, talks about the fact that there are various interpretations of how local communities see the story differently. But there could also be an essay about how there's a common DNA. There's a common DNA on which this entire story, the myth, the mythology, the epic Ramayana has been built around. So I would say that whatever may have been the intentions of Ramanujan per se, the people who prescribed it had certainly something else in mind.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.